Hey guys, today we are going to be taking a look at Purple TURLES. This is going to be the breakdown video for TURLES, as well as just stuff that's coming out during the week today. We don't have DBZ space updated yet, so I'm going to do my breakdown video just looking at the actual in-game stuff here. A little bit different than normal, but it is what it is. So first we have TURLES here. He's getting a ZENKAI Awakening this week, so we'll take a look at sort of what his stats are going to look like, what his unique abilities are going to look like, and everything that's changing about him as he gets his buffs. So here are his stats pre-ZENKAI. I'm actually going to pull up his stuff before his ZENKAI so that I can sort of compare on the side myself here. So okay, I have that pulled up here. Here are his stats pre-ZENKAI. Let's go ahead and click the button so that we can see what his stats are post-ZENKAI at 14 stars, 1400%, ZENKAI 7. So 283,000 blast, pretty good. That's generally what you come to expect from these ZENKAI units that are either ranged or melee based. Their main offensive stat is typically in the 280,000 range, so that's pretty normal. Defensively, he's at 178,000 strike defense and 181,000 blast defense. It's pretty good. Nothing crazy, but nothing bad. I would say in terms of his stats, they look solid to me. Nothing that's like eye-poppingly ridiculous, but nothing bad at all. So that's pretty good. All right, so his arts cards. I don't really think these are going to change. The blue card. So the blue card prior to ZENKAI did major impact damage and inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 15% to blast damage received for 15 timer counts. So the only thing that changes about this post-ZENKAI is now it does 20% to blast damage received for 20 counts. So not really a gigantic change. And then the green card. So this is, I do not expect this to change. I would be very, very shocked if it did. Through to the Tree of Might, let's just open this and see if anything changed. Health by 10%, nope. 20% damage inflicted for 20 counts, that is the exact same. And then one of the 4 following effects will also occur randomly. Draw a special arts card next. 20% blast damage for 20 counts is the same. 20% cure recovery for 20 counts is the same, and then 50% to vanishing gauge recovery for 10 counts is also the same. But the one thing I did notice is the cost is now 11. I believe that went down from 19. So that's actually pretty important. If you're going to run this guy on like a sort of like meme fun setup where you're spamming these green cards like with like Whis or Captain Ginyu or Deborah or like Baseball Yamcha, or one of these units that actually holds a green card for you, and you're just constantly getting green cards and green cards and green cards. One of the main issues you run into with that setup is that you actually end up running out of key because the green card costs like 19 key, so eventually you're going to run out of key. But the cost going down actually does help you sustain that sort of like fun meme build for this, so that's pretty cool. Nothing too major though, so that's it. So let's move on to his actual uniques and main ability here. So the first thing we're going to look at is the main ability. So the main ability prior to ZENKAI, it drew a green card and he got minus 15 own blast arts cost for 20 counts, and 5 counts must elapse. So that goes to draws a green card, restores ki by 50, and minus 15 to own blast arts cost for 60 counts. So the only thing he really gained from this is he just gains 50 ki, which in terms of like a modern main ability, this doesn't look too impressive. Not really something I would expect to see from a modern ZENKAI, but okay. His ZENKAI ability is purple move or purple opponent. We already knew that. Okay. So first unique ability, 40% to blast damage inflicted against Sun Family, and then he gets 20% strike damage against Saiyans. So okay, so what I was hoping they would do is I was hoping they would just remove the blast damage specifically against Sun Family, and I was hoping it would just be all damage. At this point in the game's lifespan, we don't really need specific damage like typings against specific tags. It's just too niche. I mean, Sun Family is a pretty expansive tag, but only blast damage versus specific tag is kind of annoying. Strike damage versus Saiyans, I mean, that's fine. He's not really going to be doing much strike damage regardless, so I don't really think that's really that important. Powerful Invader is the second unique ability. Applies the following effects to self from battle start for 60 counts. Reduces damage received by 30%, cannot be cancelled, and then increases arts card draw speed by 1 level. Interesting. So that's only for the first 60 counts. Keep that in mind. It's pretty interesting. I mean, they just gave him draw speed. He didn't have draw speed before. This also goes from, because his damage cut only lasted for the first 35 counts prior to the Zenkai, so them increasing that to 60 is pretty good. I would say that's a pretty sizable buff, honestly, for that unique ability. Third unique ability is applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards, and then he gets 15% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. It's interesting. He has card draw speed and like the card drawing effect on that unique ability. It's actually pretty powerful. This guy's gonna be drawing a lot of cards. He also has the guaranteed green card draw with his main ability. Like there's a lot of card generating effects that this character has, which can be pretty important. The final unique ability is the Fearsome Tree of Might. Applies the following effects to self according to the number of times special arts card Fruit of the Tree of Might has been used when this character uses an arts card. So this is basically adding additional effects to the arts card use. So for the first 3 times, every time you use the green card, you're getting 15% of damage inflicted. Cannot be cancelled. And then every single time you use this card after that, he gets 30 ki. You know why that's funny? Is because if you run that setup I was just talking about, like the meme setup with like a lot of green cards, you can just continuously cycle this forever. Right? Because you can just, like, one of the effects on the green card is you can draw a green card from using your green card. So now that you can get ki back on the green card, you can forever cycle this. It would just literally go on forever. Because again, the only limiting factor in this build prior to the Zenkai was just you would eventually run out of ki, right? But now that you're actually getting ki on the use of the green card, like that's it's gonna be pretty fun to do that setup now. So in total, assuming you have all 3 stacks of this green card buff, you're going to be at 45% damage from this, and you're going to be at, 60% damage from this one with card draw speed, and then you're going to be doing an extra 40% to Sun Family for blast damage. You could be okay. I don't think this is a Zenkai that is going to come out and like break the game, but if you can find a way to get a reliable amount of green cards into this guy's hands, like he could actually be pretty annoying. We'll see. This is not a unit where I can really look at it and look at his kit and be like, oh yeah, he's crazy good. I think there's instances where he can look ridiculously good. For example, if you have multiple stacks of the key recovery buff from his green card, on top of the card draw speed, on top of the fact that he's getting cards just for existing, like this guy can be able to combo for a long time in the right situation, but how realistic is that? Probably not super realistic. So we'll see. I will be doing a showcase of him later on tonight. But the one other thing I did want to show here, this is the team I'm going to be using, preview for that. The equipment. There's a new unique equipment actually coming out for, I think it's Purple Movies. Yeah, Sagas in the Movies in Purple. And this will be available via the new story, or not story event, just a new, actually it might be a new story event. It's a new event coming out specifically for TURLES, and I think you actually might be able to even get I think it's Zenkai power for him from the story event, which is pretty cool. So health restoration up to 10%, strike attack up to 20, base blast defense up to 20, and then blast attack up to 30%. I saw some people talking about earlier that you can throw this on the Revival Gohan, which is definitely possible, him being a purple Sagas from the Movies unit. I don't think this is good enough to want to put on that Gohan. I think there's better options for that Gohan. That Gohan doesn't really benefit too much from health restoration or blast attack. So in terms of if you want to put it, I mean, you can put it on him if you want. I don't think it fits on him that well. This is definitely more so an equipment that would work really well for TURLES, the purple TURLES. It's definitely designed for him with the blast attack, with the health restoration. Keep in mind he's healing every time he uses a green card, so that's going to factor into the healing that he gets from that. Seems pretty decent to me for TURLES. Maybe Purple Broly could benefit from this as well, because remember, Purple Broly heals when he transforms. This could benefit that. There's the other equipment, the Awakened, I forget what it's called, but it's the one that has health restoration for movies on it. You can have a lot of health restoration now. I mean, you're going to be able to heal a ton with that Broly when he transforms. So you have both those equipments on. Who else can use this? Purple Movies? Let's just check. Let's just check real quick. Purple. Let me just do Sagas from the Movies. Purple. This Vegeta, he's not blast oriented. Goten, I mean, sure. Honestly, there's not that many units here that could really like use and make use of this equipment. It's honestly just Turles and Broly. So me personally, I might just go ahead and farm one of this one. This one doesn't really impress me too much. Purple moves is a pretty specific requirement, but that is pretty much going to be it for this breakdown video this week. Not much else is really happening. I guess it's sort of just the wind down period of the anniversary. I think next week is where we can expect to see the next All-Star banner to come out for new units. That will sort of be the actual end of the anniversary. You have all the events ending next week. So that's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below what you guys think of this purple Turles. Probably not a Zenkai I would recommend really going for, but I will put out a showcase later so we can really evaluate and see how well he does in practice. But I will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you all in the next one.